Sorry to make you get up. And then you can lie down. And yeah, so we were going to lie down. And if you want to have your knees bent or legs straight or however you like it to be, you can go ahead and get yourself comfy. Everybody came to join the party today. All the animals are here, all the people are here. So go ahead and spread out, lie down, take a few deep exhales. Hi, Sarah. Morning. We're lying down. We just started. Said as you lie down, you might move a bit or you might just fall into some stillness if that feels like what you need. But lying down to feel how the breath changes the shape of your body, to feel the parts of you that touch the earth, feel the clothes on your skin, the temperature of the air, to awaken your senses to what's outside, the sounds, the smells, quality of light, whether eyes are open or closed. And then beginning to call your attention a little more inward. You might start by just feeling your skin, that you could feel your outline, perhaps any sense of tingling or vibration or electricity or just your aliveness. This incredible antenna of your skin, sensing, listening. And then going underneath your skin, imagining the inner lining of your skin and how it touches your muscles, your fascia, your blood, and your bones. Feeling into your bones, bringing your attention to the weight of your bones, the spaces between your bones. Your bone marrow. And feeling all the things going on inside you. Whatever it may be, the longing, the love, the fear, the hate, the excitement. And to each one, to whatever you find, you could say thank you. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. Thank you to my heart for carrying so much. And then finding some space between the thoughts, space between the bones, maybe space between the breaths. The true gift of this practice to offer us some space so that we aren't immediately sucked into reactivity. We aren't immediately called back to our habitual tension and gripping and contracting. Letting there be space somewhere, anywhere. And finally, cultivating a quality of slowness, of deceleration, that you can lengthen your breath and let your body become a little more luxurious, as if everything inside you, all the processes always happening, they all just slow down a little bit. And then while you're here on your back, you can bend your knees and take your feet a little bit wide, maybe about as wide as a mat or a little bit wider than a mat. And reach your arms up overhead. And as you reach overhead, interlace your palms and press your fingers up. So interlacing the hands, we're going to press the palms up overhead, reaching through the arms, stretching through the elbows. And then I'm going to windshield wiper my knees side to side.
As I continue to stretch upward through the arms, pressing the palms into the space above my head and letting the knees just wobble from side to side. And I already notice I have to remind myself again to slow down because, of course, our tendency in this culture and this time is to accelerate, to keep on reaching into the next moment. So, what if you decelerate and try to fall back into this one a little bit more, to fall into the back of your heart a little bit more, to feel the back of your body a little more clearly, that you could bring some energy there, that you could empty yourself a little bit more into the ground instead of moving away from it. So when your knees drop over to one side, any side, truly it doesn't matter. You can let them just fall. And then actually, you know what? It does matter because it'll be hard to explain if we're all on different sides. So let your knees go over to the left. Let's do it that way. And then take your left foot and hook it over the outside of your right knee. And then you can let your whole body get heavy again and just move in the direction of the ground. And I'm still interlacing the hands and reaching up through the palms overhead, trying to lengthen through the side body and feeling that lovely pulling around the hip, especially that right hip. Beautiful tensile stretching. And then let's keep the legs like this and slowly start to bring them up towards the sky. So I'm coming up under the sole of my right foot, left knee's coming up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to drop my knees all the way over to the right, coming into a sort of a supine twist here. And if you need to finagle your legs a little bit so you're more comfortable, do so. And then you can let your arms go and find a place where they feel really organically resting, that you could just find a natural place for your body to land here. And then let things descend again. Let them decelerate and descend. Take a big long exhale. And then we're going to turn this into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So as I roll towards the back of my heart again, I'm going to bring soles of the feet together, knees dropping open. The right leg kind of stays where it is as the left one comes to mirror it. And then Supta Baddha Konasana, I'm going to bring my arms down by my sides. So I'm going to press my palms here into the floor, sort of on the outsides of my hips, thighs, so I can come into sort of a strange Supta Baddha Konasana bridge. So pressing into the pinky toe edges of the feet to lift the pelvis up off the ground and then slowly lower it back down. Try that again. Press into your palms, press into the edges of your feet, lift the pelvis up, and then this time close your knees. You're bringing the soles of your feet to the floor as you squeeze your inner thighs and knees together. And then just play that in reverse. So opening the knees back out to lower back down little by little into Supta Baddha. And one more time like that, press into the earth wherever it helps you to lift your hips up to the sky. When you reach your peak, try to stay at that peak and slowly close the door. Squeeze your legs together. This time we'll stay here, squeeze for one more moment. And then a regular bridge. You can heel toe your feet apart a little bit so they're now about hip width or so. Continue to press your tailbone up towards the sky for another breath. And then let the whole thing fall in the direction of the ground. Just pour your spine into the earth. Let your pelvis settle. Let your waters clear for a moment. And we'll do just like that. Other side. So heel toe your feet apart again so they're a little bit wider. You reach your arms up. Maybe it's the opposite interlace this time. Other thumb on top as you flip your palms up above your head and press them outwards. And then windshield wipe. Knees just wobbling side to side, encouraging the whole living matrix, the fabric of tissue inside you, all of it to soften just a little bit more, all of it to become more silky, that your movements can become smoother instead of sharper or faster. They could be smoother, silkier, more velvety as you rock. And we'll rock the knees all the way over to the right this time and keep them there. Right foot picks up just a bit so that you can hook it to the outside of your left knee, and then let things drop one more time. Let a long breath out if that helps. Right, cultivating that spaciousness, space between the breaths, space between the thoughts, between the bones. And you can pick your legs up, keep them as they are, just start to lift them up towards the sky and drop them all the way over to the other side. So twisting bottom half of the body over to the left this time. Readjust the legs if you need to. Open the arms to where they feel good. Back, heart heavy. Arms nice and soft. Can you let your elbows be really easy and loose, your wrists be really easy and loose, and all the little joints in your fingers be soft and free. And then turn this into Supta Baddha. So bringing your right leg out and over again. So you match the right leg with the left, and you've got feet together, knees open on your back. Bringing your arms down, you can press your palms like me down by your side. And then pressing into the earth to raise your hips up to the sky. And we'll keep it just like this for the first one with these wide knees. Press, lift, press into that knife edge of your foot. And then slow, slow, drip yourself down. One bone of the spine at a time, emptying like the rain into the soil. One more time, press into your palms and edges of your feet. Lift your hips up high. This time squeezing the thighs together, trying to bring the knees as close together as they'll come. And then reverse it, open wide again, coming back to the pinky edges of your feet, and then spilling your body back down to meet the ground. Resettle. Then last one, press and lift. Baddha Konasana bridge. All the way to the top, all the way up, and then maybe just a teensy bit higher, and then keep that height as you bring the legs together, as close together as they'll come. Try to magnetize your thigh bones towards each other, your knees towards each other. Lift one more little bit, and then heel toe your feet apart to hip width, so you're in a simpler bridge, a traditional bridge where you could lift up just a tiny bit more. And then descend, come down slow, bone by bone, drop by drop. Pour your spine down, pour your hips down. And then this time you can make your way up onto all fours. So how you get there is up to you. Take some time. If you want to rock it out, you can. You can roll over and come to all fours. And when you get there, just kind of paw your hands around, pick them up and put them back down a few times to get this real sensory tactile experience of feeling the moment your palm touches the surface beneath you, the texture of it, the temperature of it. You can begin to move your hands in different directions, turning them out, turning them in, turning them back, turning them forward on the backs of the wrist if you like, any which way. Notice if there's a response in your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, your hips. Nothing is separate, right? We're all connected. It's all connected. And then as you come to all fours, go ahead and step your right leg back to like a little kickstand. You can bring the ball of the foot to the floor. I'm going to swivel my left foot over to the left just a couple inches so I've got some stable ground underneath me to anchor the right heel down and come to this kind of bridge situation, or knee down, side angle, right arm reaching overhead. A couple of you were here last week, Wednesday, we did this holding the base of your skull with your right hand. You can really peel your elbow back to turn your heart upwards. And then let's try to float the right leg up off the ground. And then a couple of times, bring your right knee and your right elbow as close together as they want to come, like you're curling in on that right side of the body, and then extend them open again. Elbow up and back, foot reaching away.
like you're moving through honey. Slowly bring them in, curl, try to squeeze all the muscles on the right side of your torso, and then stretch away. And do it one final time here. Squeeze it all in. Stretch it away. This time you can free your arm, reach it back overhead. Take that right leg that's in the sky, start to bring it around to a lunge. So bend it, start to peel it forward towards the front of your mat. And you can step nice and wide towards the outside edge of your mat if you have one. Move your left foot back to face behind you. And then I'm going to come into a twist here, left hand down, right arm up, just taking a really generous twist and reach through the arms. And then as you come down, your hands can either, it's up to you, kind of feel it out if you want to be on either side of your right foot, or if you want them both on the inside of your right foot, just to have the hips draw back here and take a long front leg, where you could play around a little bit. You might bend and straighten a few times. You could play with whether that front foot is pointed or flexed or turning in or turning out. Back to that same twist one more time. So the next time you shift into a bent front knee, you can peel your right arm open one more time. And then this time when you come down, take a walk over on the left diagonal. So you're going to bring both hands down, start to walk them over to the left a bit, reaching them away, and just finding a place to land here, a place to settle. And when you do find a place to settle, I wonder if you could really let everything fall in the direction of the ground. Every drop of you as if you were completely water, and water always seeks the lowest place. So let every drop of you move in the direction of the earth, seek the low place. And go ahead and begin to crawl your palms back. You can come right back to hands and knees. So bringing the right leg back to mirror the left here, all fours. I'm going to curl my toes under here. So if you need relief at any point, you can come off of your heels, but we're going to sit back onto the heels with toes tucked. And take eagle arms, right arm under left. So it might look like a hug, might look like a single wrap, might look like a double wrap, and the hands touching each other. So whatever it comes out to be today, let it be. And then once you find your arms, you can begin to circle your upper body around. And you don't have to go in any particular direction. You don't even have to make a full circle. You can really be intuitive here and just kind of, we're trying to like get in like a little dental floss all around the rib cage, the back of the heart, the back of the shoulders, everywhere really. Feet and knees, hands and wrists and neck. So letting feeling lead you here. If your mind gets out of the way for a second and you just go with pure sensation, where does the feeling take you? No rush. You can begin to come to stillness. Let it settle. Let your arms release. You can go ahead and walk your hands forward so that you can undo the feet, uncurl the toes. Maybe they need a little shake out or a little bop against the ground. We're going to come into a puppy. So when you put your feet back down, tops of the feet down, and keep your seat over your knees, and then start to walk your arms out. If you want to put a pillow, bolster, or block underneath you anywhere, that's welcomed. Otherwise, let your spine just kind of hang in space, your forehead reaching for the ground. So we did the back, we dental floss the whole back of the upper body with the eagle arms, and now we do the front. So let your breath now kind of slide in between and around all of your front ribs, front of the heart, collarbones.
And then as you paw your way back to all fours, any little shake up. If you need a cat cow moment, you can shake your spine around a little bit. And then we'll do that same thing, other side. So this time it's going to be the left leg that kicks back, toes to the ground, right foot moves just a little to the right so that you can anchor your left foot to the earth and swim your left arm overhead, reaching it alongside your ear. And then I'm going to take my left hand and bring it right to the base of the skull so that I can use that elbow. It's helpful to have the elbow draw back here. And then seeing how it feels to lift up the left leg, floating it. One step at a time, we continue to decelerate as you bring left knee and left elbow curling in towards each other. And then stretch them back again, back and front. Again, draw in, imagining, picturing, feeling every little muscle on the left side of the waist there as they compress and squeeze, and then open again. And last time, elbow and knee slowly curl towards each other. Maybe they even kiss. And when they open this time, just the arm is going to reach overhead. You can keep your leg floating. Look towards the front of your space. You're going to bring your left foot all the way around so you can step into a lunge. So whatever it takes, if it's not seamless, don't worry. Point your right foot facing behind you once again, and then twisting. Left arm goes up into the sky. Finding the back of your body again, right? Falling back instead of reaching forward, but falling into yourself. And then as you come down, hands either inside the left foot or either side of it as you straighten out that front leg some amount, shifting around, shifting forward and back, or anything moving, anything that feels intuitive, right? And you just go by feeling alone, be led by sensation, and see where it takes you. One more twist. When your front knee bends the next time, left arm flies back up into the air. And take that into that lateral stretch where you walk your arms even a teeny bit, doesn't have to be a lot, any bit over to the right side. They can be straight arms, bent arms, just being really just letting it be organic. That as you find each shape, you become a little more watery. And you just sort of fill it in, fill in the spaces, fall into the most organic place to rest in each shape. Bring it on back, hands under the heart. Left leg slides back, so you're back on all fours again, curling your toes under to take eagle arms with toe straps. So left arm is on the bottom this time as you find whatever variation of eagle arms you're taking. And then once you have the arms in place, you can do some movement of the spine and the upper body. Just trying to get into any of those sticky places, any place that needs your breath, that needs your attention. Does your jaw here would be okay if you loosened it a little bit? Tongue, your teeth, your cheeks. You let it go. It's going to be a puppy, right? But if your feet need some love before you get there, you give your feet any kind of love that they need, and then settling into this puppy where you walk your arms out and melt your heart down. And the puppy grows to become a dog, downward facing dog.
ahead and start to lengthen your legs. Let the backs of your knees breathe really deeply. Let your inner elbows breathe really deeply, your armpits, your groins, your ankles, the spaces between your toes and between your fingers. Drink it in. Soak the whole fabric of you. And then lift your right leg, just the right leg straight up in the air, and you can bend your knee up there and begin to turn the knee up towards the sky so the thigh bone turns open, the hip externally rotates. Try to make your knee the peak of the mountain here. Make it the highest point of your shape. And then Kenya, we've been working on this the last week or so, trying to bend also the bottom knee. So you've got two bent knees here. You've got all kinds of angles happening as you reach your top knee still towards the sky and your bottom knee in the direction of the floor. I like this because then when you straighten everything, it really does feel like freedom for a moment. So go ahead, keep it as it is, but just straighten the bottom leg, straighten the top leg. Reach through your feet, toes, knees, everything. And then look forward, step forward, right foot between your hands. You're gonna come into warrior two. So go ahead, sink the back heel into the earth and feel open. As you come into your warrior two, we'll do this a couple of times, moving from warrior two into skandasana with the left knee bent. I'm going to reach my arms overhead and kiss the palms as I do that. So bending the left knee, arms up, and then back to warrior two, bend the right knee. A couple of times like that. Shift left, arms up if you can. If not, you can keep your hands on the floor. That's great too. And then back to warrior two. One final time, shift left, arms can go up. And shift right to warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Right arm alongside your cheek, lean sideways. Keep it like that. Straighten your right leg, reverse triangle. And then just turn your right toes towards the long side of your space. And then from there, we're just gonna kind of spill down into a wide leg forward fold. So you start to melt over to the left and down and down and down until your right hand comes underneath your nose. On the floor, left arm reaches for the sky. Find a wide leg twist. We're gonna swim a little bit. You can take your top arm, the left one, reach it forward and over towards your right ankle. And then peel your right arm up, twist. Take that arm, swim it forward and over towards your left ankle. I'm not holding them. I'm just going in the direction of. Wherever you land is great. Keep swimming like that. Keep threading your arms like you're braiding your arms. And twisting and swimming. I'm not overly concerned with alignment, with where my hips are, where my shoulders are. I'm just in the feeling of it, right? Just going with pure sensation for another moment here. Next time, your left arm crosses on top. So you got the right arm on the bottom. You can keep your arms crossed. Heel toe your feet a little closer to come to a squat with eagle arms. So I'm going to lower my seat to wherever it's comfortable and then make eagle arms one more time. And I wonder in squat, would it be possible to do that same intuitive kind of rounding, circling around through your spine while you're in squat, making some big upper body circles, going in any direction you feel called to. Now let's try to keep the arms coming back to wide leg forward fold. So my legs start to straighten, my feet might open a little bit more again as I fold between wide legs, letting these heavy eagle arms unpack my spine. And then this time as I unwrap my arms, left hand comes under the nose, right arm reaches for the sky, twist. Can you take your top arm, the right one, and wrap it behind you so the back of your hand comes towards your low back or the back of your heart. And then keeping that arm wrapped behind you, heel toe your feet back so they're hip width apart.
And now come up to stand. Take your left arm to the sky. We're going to try Gomukhasana arms. Grab your hands, grab your shirt, or press your hands towards your back. And then just turn so you're facing the front of your space again. So facing forward, feet are like mountain pose, about hip width apart. I have Gomukhasana arms, and I'm going to tip over to the right with these Gomukhasana arms. So whether you're holding your hands or your shirt or not, tipping over to the right. Keep your left arm where it is. Just let your right arm fall soft down by your side. And take your left arm now over your ear so that you can really tip yourself over to the right. You might even slide your right hand down the outside edge of your body and then pour your way all the way down to standing forward bend. Uttanasana. You can melt down over your legs back to center. Gather up your big toes in the first 3 fingers of each hand. Once you've got a good hold on them, really send your crown and your heart flying forward, your sitting bones flying back to get as much length front and back as you can, and then fold into yourself. Try to straighten your legs if possible, engaging not just the fronts, but the fronts and the back and the sides of the legs, like you're pulling up stockings, everything, every fiber of your legs getting drawn upwards towards your pelvis. And then every fiber of your upper body getting pulled downwards towards the foot. Go ahead and release your hands, palms to the floor. Downward dog, step back, or light hop back. Vinyasa of your choice. So you can take it for a classical plank chaturanga situation. You can stay in down dog. You can come to child's pose, or you can make up some new transition to bring yourself through a rinse cycle and then back into downward facing dog. Downward dog, go ahead and swivel both heels over to the left. So you come into a side plank with one foot in front of the other. Right foot is in front of the left. You can take your right arm, reach it up overhead. And then what if here you held onto the base of your skull again with your right hand, using the elbow to draw yourself open. And this time, let's try to bring the right elbow and the left knee together. So you really have to anchor your right foot and then slowly draw the bottom knee, the left knee up, curling your right knee in toward your right elbow in towards it. And then back to where you started, elbow drawing back. 2 more times. Bottom knee, top elbow, coming in to kiss or in the direction of, and then back. And the last time, bring it in. Stay. Can you keep your knee there? Bring your right hand towards the front of your mat. And what about a pigeon here? So bringing your left knee forward and coming into pigeon, and just test it out. If it doesn't feel good on your knee, just go ahead and swing the right leg around and do this ankle to knee version seated, where you could walk your hands in towards your hips in any amount. Try to close the space between your chest and your thighs, okay? So you're either in the seated pigeon or you're in a prone pigeon. And go ahead and rest a bit here. You know, even in the seated one, how much rest can you find within the shape? As we come out of it, there might be a little bit of play, you know, if you're on your front side in the prone pigeon, you might come up, maybe even bend your back knee, or you could reach for it if that feels interesting to you, or you could try interlacing your palms and pressing them up towards the ceiling. If you're in the seated pigeon here, you can rock yourself a bit, do a seated windshield wiper pigeon, and just explore any kind of little bit of movement as you come out of it and make your way back into down dog. So there's no rush. Remember, this is the great deceleration, not acceleration, as you make your way into your dog pose. No hurry, but when you do arrive in down dog, this time your left leg can reach up. I'm gonna bend my left knee and try to reach it up. I'm gonna make that left knee the North Star here, as high as possible. And then the bottom knee is gonna try to bend. It's not so easy, right? Keep lifting the top knee and bending the bottom knee, trying to pull your top knee away from your bending bottom knee that's reaching towards the ground. Stay if you can, another breath or 2 breaths or even 3. You know that when we move, we're going to straighten the limbs out again. So straightening the top leg, straightening the bottom leg, reaching them miles apart before you pull your left foot all the way through the hands to come into warrior 2. First, get your ground. Feel the foundation, press into the earth to rise away from it. You're at 2. And turning that into the Skandasana. If you choose, you can bring your arms up like me as you bend the right knee, or you can always keep them down. Back to Virabhadrasana 2. Cutting through the air as you reach up and bend your knee. Back over to the left. And one last time, slow motion. Move through space deliberately. And when you come into your warrior 2, this time, reverse it. Keep it like that as you straighten through the left leg. Keep in that lovely side bend as you turn your toes all towards the side of your space. And then spilling, you kind of spill over to the right until eventually you start to melt down towards center. Pour your way into a wide-legged fold, left hand down, right arm up, twist. And then we swim, right palm faces forward, swim it over and around towards the left. Left arm comes up, turn the palm to face out and swim it up and over to the right and just keep swimming. Gonna land with the right arm crossed over the left. Heel toe your feet in to squat, Malasana. Gather your arms in either eagle arms or a hug around the shoulders. And then try some torso movement, some circumambulations. Is that the right word? Anyway, make some circles with your upper body. Or any kind of shape, really. And try to keep the arms as you come to a forward fold where you can bring your feet even a little closer. Right hand down, left arm up, twist. Then wrap your right arm, or left arm, sorry, top arm behind your back of your left hand, anywhere on your back body. Keep it there, come up to stand. Right arm goes up to the sky. And your version, whatever it might be, of these Gomukhasana arms as you turn to face the front of your mat again. Or whatever, if you have a mat or a rug. And you got your version of these Gomukhasana arms. Go ahead and tilt to the left. Release your left arm only down alongside the body. Let it drip. Right arm now over the ear, reaching over to the left side. Then melt I bend my knees. I like to have soft joints, start to turn the nose down towards my left toes, and then just fall apart, fall down, inch by inch, drop by drop, coming all the way to the standing forward bend where you could scoop your big toes up again, or you could step on your palms, get your whole hand under your foot right up to the wrist. And then in breath, that lengthens your spine, that sends your crown flying forward. And the out breath that draws you inward. Going back to down dog. So as you release your hands, pause back to the earth. You can do a tiny light hop or a few steps back. Vinyasa or not, right? So go ahead and wash it away for a moment. Go through some flow or just be still and rest. When you arrive back in your down dog, you can swivel your heels over to the right, coming to this sort of kickstand, one foot in front of the other, Vajrasana. Left hand to the base of the skull, and we'll try this one more time here. Left elbow, right knee. So plant that left foot well, and then draw elbow and knee towards each other, and then back the leg goes. Up the elbow goes. Two more times. Bottom knee, top elbow, slow motion. And open. Last one. This one's going to turn into a pigeon, right? So keeping the knee bent, look towards your hands, drop your left palm, swivel on the ball of your left foot, and you can come into your front pigeon or your seated pigeon. Adjust, settle in, and then pour yourself into it. As you begin to climb back up, any playing, you could even twist, you could just lift your chest, you could reach for your back foot. If you're seated, you could wobble your knees side to side, you could try interlacing your palms, pressing them up. We're going to bring the back leg around to the front, no rush. So to come out of this pigeon, leaning off to your right side, we pull the left leg around front. And as you do, bring your feet to the floor. You can bring your legs, so your knees are bent, but they're not too tight and they're not too far. They're kind of in the middle, hands underneath the backs of your thighs. So you can lean back until your arms are straight. And then try to maintain that position of your spine and bring your fingertips to the floor, open them out to a V. And then just lifting your arms up away from the ground, float them to shoulder height, and then gently touch your fingers back down. A couple more times like that, float your arms up and down, and one more time, float them up and down. And this time, stay like this, just bring your hands about an inch or two off the floor and reach them so they're going to be like they're sliding along a table to stay in the same plane. Reach them back, pinkies moving back behind you so they almost come parallel with your hips here, and then back to where they started in the V. And two more times, opening the arms a little wider, and then back to that V. And last time, wide and back in, or you can lower your whole spine down onto the floor. Reach your right leg up to the sky. Hold behind it anywhere, back of thigh, back of calf, ankle, or big toe. You can choose to keep your bottom leg bent or straighten it out along the ground, drawing your right leg any amount towards you. And then either straight leg or bent right knee, you could drop your right leg over to the left for a twist. I'm going to use a straight leg, and you might try this with me if you feel like it. You could bend your bottom knee, your left knee, and with your right hand, try to reach for your left foot. See if you can move your left knee over to the right a little bit and come into this cat pulling its tail. And if that doesn't feel like what you need, any version of a twist here is welcomed. Truly finding what feels natural, nourishing, and sustainable. Go on and just let that dissolve. You can pour yourself onto your back again. If you need any movement to clear your waters, do so. Otherwise, you can be still for a second. And we'll take the other leg up to the sky. So left leg in the air, holding onto it where you're able to. Right leg either bent or stretched out along the floor. And then you're bringing your left leg towards you in a gentle way. Gentle but steady. And that balance, that magical place between the effort and the letting go. Take your top leg, bring it over towards the right side. Again, same thing. You can do simple twists with your knees bent, or you can try to reach for your right foot with your left hand to take the cat pulling its tail version of a twist. Did you hear your name, Cat? Did you hear Cat called? Hi. Let that dissolve coming onto your back. One more time here. Supta Baddha Konasana. Feet up together, knees apart, arms by your side. Let's do that bridge again. Press into the pinky toe edges of your feet. Press into your arms, lift your pelvis high. And release it back down. Empty for a moment, just empty. And then repeat, press into the pinky edges of your feet, wide knees as you try to lift your tailbone towards the stars, and then close your legs as much as you're able to. Thighs are magnets, knees are magnets drawing together. Lift up a teeny bit higher, and then open your knees wide again like a big yawn, and yawn your body back down to the floor. Rest. One more time, we'll do that from rest, right? From stillness. Begin to move, press into the pinky edges of your feet, lift your seat, lift your hips, squeeze your legs towards each other, press the soles of your feet down, squeeze your legs in, lift your tailbone 1 more millimeter, squeeze your legs in, and then heel toe your feet to hip width apart, lift up just a little bit more. And then melt, pour, dissolve all the way back down. So whatever you might need here to feel complete, if you want to take a moment and rest with your feet apart, your knees falling together, if you want a windshield wiper, if you want to come back to Supta Baddha Konasana for a moment, taking some time to let things settle. And then you can move into the shape that feels right for your Shavasana, whether it be all spread out or sitting or curled up, or if there's anything else you need, really moving from the longing of feeling sensation.
Just resting in the pure sensation that's coming from your body. Stay if you like more rest here. Otherwise, begin to awaken your senses again to the space outside of you and the space inside. Feeling your skin, how it touches your blood and muscles and bones and tissues, and how it touches the air and the outside. Opening your internal mind heart window again to the birds, the sky, the stars, the trees. Begin to come back and rush. As you do, if you do come to sit, you can let your hands rest where they feel supportive. Close the door with an om. So breathe out, breathe in. Oh. My friends,